Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back. As always, huge massive thank you for the support. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. So I'm coming back with botanical birds, this time with the tropical paradise. I'm going to make a couple of cards with that. So you've got the beautiful arched toppers there. You've got this beautiful toucan, and you've got the gold with the peacock there. So absolutely stunning, this one. But before I did that, I did get asked if I could give somebody a hand with tying ribbons on the bow maker. So I've got the well, it's a very old Glitter Girls one. Mum's had it for years, so it must be about 20 years old, maybe just a little less. But I've got a little variety of ribbons. I think this is a 1 centimetre. Where's my ruler? I'm sure it's about 1 centimetre because it's one of the Crafter's Companion one. Just over. So let's see what it is. Yeah, so it's 1/4 inch. No, 1/2 inch. I've got this one, which is 1 inch. And then I did have... It disappeared. Oh, let's cut another piece. Maybe I've tidied it away. So I did have a piece of navy already cut for me, but we'll use this hot pink instead. So I'm going to do a ribbon on all of these, if the scissors will let go of my hand. Okay, I'm going to try and make it as clear as I can, and I am going to zoom in a little bit on this. So don't get motion sickness. There we go. Right, so for the biggest ribbon, I'm going to show you this one first because I think it's going to be easiest. So I'm going to use these 2 widest points here. So I'm just going to slip the ribbon over and then you cross it. Okay, and then the one that you've put underneath, so you can see it's come underneath that cross, you go over the top and then through those 2 pegs. Oops, just put them back on, so that you're creating a loop around it. Okay, once you've got to that point, actually, we just do this on a little wider. Let's go proper wide, so we'll go between the 2 of them. So again, I'm crossing over. The one on the bottom is going over the top and under. And then you can pull it tight. It's not working either because that one's in the middle. No, we'll go back where we were. Sorry about this, guys. It just shows, doesn't it? It's one of those things I do automatically, and now I'm thinking about it, it makes it harder. So again, crossing over, the one that's gone underneath the cross is going over and under. At least I've told you that 3 times, so at least that should stay in. And then what you can do is just pull these nice and tight, and then just do a knot. Right, it's up to you whether you want to do a full knot or whether you want to do just like a half knot, which is what I've done, just a half knot. And then when you take it off, you've got your bow shape, and then you can come in and chop those down. So I think really I needed a bigger bow maker for that size ribbon, so it would look better if it was on a smaller one. So let's just cut a piece of this silver off. This is the 1/2 inch, and I'm going to go on this one here. Just turn it the right way so the satin is facing outwards. So again, the one that's come under goes over the top and underneath the whole thing. Can you see that's gone all the way under? And then just tie it as if it's in a knot. Like I say, I only ever do just one. By the time I've glued it on, it's fine. Pull those tails down, just arrange them, just because this is the perfect sort of shape. Just twist that around so I've got both satins on the front. And then there is your little bow. Okay, I would make sure I do make sure when I glue it down that the tails are facing the right way, because this one has got a tendency to go towards the wrong side, because it technically is on the wrong side. So let's just do that one more time on this little one. So again, we're just wrapping it round, crossing it over. The one that's gone underneath the cross then comes over the top, underneath and through. So I'm hoping you can see that. We've got this one that we've got from the original cross on my left, and on the right it's gone underneath the whole thing. Again, it's easier with this one, with the smaller ribbon. Just pull it tight, make yourself a little knot, and then take it off. Just give your tails a little wiggle. Cut more the longer piece than I normally would, but then make sure that when you glue it on, you've got your tails going the right way. This one is a double-faced ribbon, satin ribbon, a double-faced satin ribbon. So I always know that that's the right way round, but this one was a single-faced, so you just have to be careful. Just make sure that your tails don't move when you glue them down. But that hopefully is a little clearer for you, Dawn. If you need any more help, give us another shout and I'll try and do a different video. Maybe get my sister to help me, and I might just put it on Facebook instead of just putting it up as a video here, just a simple ribbon tying one. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean this down, reset the camera and get set up for first card. Okay, so for my first card, I've got a 6x6 card length. So it's just that normal 12x6 cardstock that I have folded in half, just pre-scored. And because the foiling on this kit is gold, just double checking that, yeah, we are going to use gold, and I'm going to do my normal just 2 notches off the 6, just so I've got that lovely fine white edge around the top. Now, it does 2 things by doing this 2 notches off the 6 for each layer. It means that by the time, so that's our top layer. Okay, so this means that if I take another 2 notches off the base layer, this is then going to be 5 3/4, which means I definitely get 2 6x6 cards out of one piece. So I like the white anyway, but that is another good reason why I cut my card in this way. Okay, so this is 5 3/4, as I said, and I'm just coming round on both of those, and that's a lovely piece of card in its own right. Let's pop that down. Okay, now I want to bring my topper in, and I think I'm going to use the flamingo, although I could pop the toucan in to that frame. I think they all fit in that frame. Oh, it's a bit smaller. Does it fit into that one? Is it the same size as that one? Yeah, so it fits into that frame. Do choices. Do I want to use that one? Do I want to use the other one? Okay. So I had originally thought I would use this frame because it is a slightly thinner frame. Right, let's go for it. Let's pop it out. I'm going to use the toucan, but with this frame here, so we'll save our lovely butterfly, our lovely peacock for another card. So let's pop that one, and then we can have a toucan do it. I did have, because Spellbinders did, they had toucans with their kit recently. Let me see what that one, I think that one is a thank you as well. A little toucan of my appreciation, so it could be a little thank you card. Right, we'll do that. We'll use that one. I've got it in the red. Oh, I've cut it off in the red, so no. Okay, but we'll use that one for our sentiment, so I'll leave the sentiment on there for now, because obviously we have got the toucan on the other piece of this cardstock to use anyway. Okay, so let me pop my peacock over there, because otherwise I will get confused. So my thinking on this one is that I wanted to pop most of this frame behind and then have our bird over the top. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, excuse me Mr. Bird, is I'm going to just make a little mark there and a little mark there, and then hopefully I can still see that. No, I can't. Okay, so let's go from the start of the blue to, just trying to find a way to remember it better for myself. So just after this white piece. So all I'm going to do is just come along this edge with my knife. I'm not even going to try and match up particularly to the objects on it. I will cut around this little piece of white tag and down along. Just going to go across there. Don't want that quite as square as that, never mind. Okay, let's see if we can pop that forward now. That's going to be the tricky bit. Okay, so let's just slot this in. And we want that to come down. Come on, just to there, and then we're going to have this one raised over the top. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop some of these down. So the glues I'm going to be using, the usual one in here is the Kalau all-purpose glue, and then this one is the tacky glue, the Kalau tacky glue. So I'm going to just put a good amount of my all-purpose glue into the centre of my card, and then just on those edges a little bit of that tacky, just to glue those corners down. I don't like to go too close to the edge with that all-purpose glue in case I get some on my mirror card, because I can be dead clumsy like that. Okay, so this one I'm just going to come behind. I'm not going to glue the frame because I do want to take that out and pop some glue behind it. And again with those corners, I can just pop that onto there. Just make sure it is quite nice and straight. That could have gone over just a tad at base. Come back that way. So you do get a good amount of wiggle time just to get that right before that tacky glue will set it for you. So I've just got a little pip on here. Let's just get that one, it's okay. There we go. Yeah, I think that's it. So for this I'm just going to put a bit of tacky glue around, and then we can just pop that back up again, get that in where we want that to be. Be a little straighter if I'm honest. Yeah, that's okay. And then this one I'm going to come in with these Sticks to 1mm foam pads, and we will have that raised over. Actually, I need to take one of those pads off because I think it's going to be that one. It's going to be this one. So yeah, I've got some little ones here. Let's use these little bits up as well, just a good amount of support just in case it ends up being posted. Oops. My hands are working a little better today, but it's still a little bit dodgy, to be honest. I have been crafting. I've still been working through that All the Girls kit. Is it Here Are All the Girls, something like that. It's a really old kit, that old one from 2014. And then what I might do is on the Thursday, when I've done the whole kit, because I'm about halfway through at the minute, I might do, actually I'm going to put one more at the top, like a throwback Thursday video with just the made up cards. So there won't be a preview of what they look like beforehand, because I didn't think about that when I was doing it, but I will do one if I do the same with another kit. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a good amount of clearance. I love that green, I think it's beautiful. Okay, and then we've got the sentiment, a little token of my appreciation. So let's grab, now the trickiest thing is going to be getting this to be straight. So I think what I'll do, let's go this way around. I line up that word appreciation on this bar here, cut across, still a bit on the wonk. It's a little better, and then there. Worst comes to worst, I can always use the other one. Just thought it would be cool to tie this in if I can. It's a little bit on the wonk. Let me just, did I just throw that in the bin? I didn't mean to. My other little trimmer, the little guillotine, and this is probably going to be the longest part of this video. Let's just pop that on there and lift this up. So let's try it without first of all. Again, I'm just lining it up with that bar on there. Okay. Oh, this is ruining it, guys. Let's try again. Nope, I don't like it. So we'll forget that. There is dies for them. I'm not sure where it is at the top of my head. I think it's in the living room. So what I'll do, change of plan, we'll go back to Two Can Do It, and I promise you I will get that cut out properly, or foil it again and cut it out properly and do it. Now we just have to work out where we want that to go. I like to leave these things in because, you know, I don't want you to think that crafting always goes to plan, because it doesn't always. And sometimes when things like that happen, something will come out of it that will help you another time. So obviously it hasn't today, but it does happen. And you guys who've been crafting a long time, you'll be able to be testament to that. Okay, now we just have to work out where we want this to go. I don't think I want it on that side. I think I do want it on this side. What about bringing that down? I don't mind hiding that bird because we have got the other bird on there. Okay, we'll go down there. So again, just popping these pads on, and I want them on that top end. And the rest will go under. So again, a little bit of glue. Pop that bird under and onto there. Be nice if it's a little straighter. There we go. That's where we're at now. So now we just need some gems. So I've got some sparkly blue ones. Have I got any other? I've got the glitter blue ones as well. It's going to be that way the rustling noise. On its own. Yeah, okay. We'll go with those darker blue glittery ones because I think it just picks up on that brightness on the edges there. So we've got 5, so that's perfect. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Oops. And then I think I'll do, I'll do 1 down there. And I'm going to do 1 up there just to bring them in. Okay, I'm going to call that card finished. Now you can always just give that a good shape because it's just curling under a little. You can always put this into a an embossing folder if you've got anything bird themed, feathers, even these leaves. I mean, there is a Spellbinder 3D embossing folder with these leaves on from the 3D embossing folder of the last month. So that would look nice here as well. You know, any sort of leaf one would add to that, but I'm quite liking the clean and simple nature of it. What I'm going to do is just get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for the second card, what I thought I'd do was follow my template for the center stepper card. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the trimmer. I've got a 6x12 piece of cardstock, and the first thing I'm going to do is put it over to the 1-inch line on the right hand side, nice and straight, and I'm going to cut from 1 to 9. So 1 to 9, and then I'm going to turn that over and do the same again. So I'm going to go from the 9 to the 1, just put that babe back, and you're going to end up with something that looks like that. Let's put that away for a second and bring in the scoreboard. And with the shortest inch towards you, okay, so we're going to score across the middle. Let me bring in my ruler because that's going to help me. Just going to find that groove for the 1 inch and just go across those cut lines. And then we're going to do the same at the 2-inch mark. Across those middles, and again at the 4-inch mark. And at 6-inch mark we're going to go all the way across, and then if I turn that around, just because I've got the smaller board, and this is really the 9-inch mark, but I'm just, oops, it's a 3-inch mark when I turn it around like this. I'm just going to put the score across the middle there. Okay, so let's pop that out of the way, away. So the first thing I'm going to do is just bend those centre points in, and then we're just going to ease all of these fold lines into place, just gently at first. Oh, that wasn't a nice sound, was it? Sorry. Just gently easing them. Just grab that board back. It just looks like that 9-inch one hasn't scored in very well. There we go. I can see it now. Must have been just on a ridge or something. It is trickier to get the ones in the middle. So it doesn't really matter which way you fold these at the moment. It's just a case of just getting that paper to bend. And then once we've got, there's another one there we haven't done. There we go. So now what we can start to do is just ease that into position. So I'm hoping you did see all of that. But we're just going to ease that into position and ease that down. And then what we can do, let's come in with the other one. Just come in with our bone folder. Just make sure those are nice and flat. And go 1, 2, 3, and then even get those ones underneath as well. Okay, and then you're going to end up with something that looks a little like that. Okay, so let's bring back the trimmer, and again with the gold. So I am going to be doing all of these as separate mats. If you wanted to try and cut out a piece that's sort of C-shaped or U-shaped, you can do. I'm gonna make it easy for myself. Okay, so I'm going to need 2 pieces that are 2 notches under 1 inch by 2 notches under 6, and they will fit on this piece here. So just going to do one more of those. Okay, so that's those 2 there. Then this one is going to be 1 by 4. So again, I'm going to turn it around this time just to make the most of my cardstock. 2 notches under the 1 by 2 notches under the 4. That one's going to go onto there. And then this next step is going to be 2 inches by 4. So I'm going to go, 2 notches under the 2 by 2 notches under the 4. And that one should fit into there. Move that along nicely, it should fit. And then that last step should be 3 inches. So we're going to go 2 notches under the 3. Actually, it might be better to go that way. 2 notches under the 3. And 2 notches under the 4. Okay, so those are our matte pieces. those in the bin, and then we'll come in with this piece from here. Now I think let's cut it at I'm going to cut it at 5 3/4, because I know that's going to leave me enough on that other side for a 6x6 card. And I think I will cut it to 5 3/4 that way. Okay, so let's go. We need 2 pieces of 3/4 of an inch. It should fit quite nicely onto here. And we do. And one for the other side. And then this one here, I'm going to turn it around to catch this piece here. So again, I'm going to go at 3/4 of an inch, and that needs to be 2 3/4. No, 3 3/4. I'll have a thought about that before I cut. And that should go quite nicely onto there. So that's going to continue with our theme. Now I'm going to turn it around this way. No, I'm not going to turn it around that way. So this bit will probably end up pretty much being cut off. So the next one is going to be 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So there's our blue going in on there. And then this last one should be 2 3/4. See how most of that's been cut off by 3 3/4. Just seeing if I cut any more of that green off. I'll put that in here. And that's going to be our back piece on there. Okay, we've still got a decent sized piece there. Just get rid of those. And that one's going to get out of the way. So now we can do some assembling. So let's move all the little layers out of the way. And I am going to assemble just straight onto the card. I'm not adding any ribbons or anything on this one, even though I did cut those, do those bows at the start of the video for Dawn. I'm just going to mat these on, just give them a nice amount of white space, and I'm just being careful with the all-purpose glue, just going down that centre really. I do like the all-purpose glue because it does dry really quite well. They say it sets like concrete, but it gives the card an extra layer of strength because it kind of dries it quite crispy, I think is the word I would use. Just making sure that stays down. Where are my little reverse tweezers? So it's just trying to raise itself there, so I'm just going to put that on while that glue takes. And again, going over. On to the middle, just give it a nice amount of border round, just by eye really. Again, coming in with this all-purpose, just put a few dots in the middle, maybe that will stop that trying to pop up. Going on to there, is that trying to lift? So the good thing about those reverse tweezers is that they're just an extra pair of hands when you helps you move on with the next bit. I think that's just because that's quite a slim piece, that's just lifting a little bit. That tacky glue will help it stay down. Again, just coming across there. I'll just glue on. And I think go way around with those seeds. I quite like the feel of this kit. It's quite like a Victorian sort of botanical kit with the note papers and things. So, and then you've got this sort of real life images over the top. Like I say, the Spellbinders kits of the month last month were quite bird themed. In fact, I've got one of the, I'll show you the I think this was the small die of the month. So you had the parrot, and where's the glitter one that I did? Yeah. And you had the little toucan. Oops. I haven't put these on cards. I had so much fun cutting them out. I've got like loads of them here, sort of different ones. I did different parrots with the. This is adorable scoreable card that I cut. Again, another one with the glitter beak, and then I did one with just adorable scoreable beak. Yeah, so they are waiting to go on a card. But if you wanted something that ties in with this kit, then obviously you've got that there as well if you fancy it. And the small die of the month from last month is, I think it is available to buy as a separate item now. So even though it was a club kit. And this month it's all seaside themed. There's like a beach scene with the desert islands and the sort of deck chairs. Just take that off because that will look. So that's the large die. The smaller die of the month is there is a, it's supposed to be a hippo with dancing legs. But to me it looks like Peppa Pig, and there's a little ice cream as well, and you can put them in little floaty things. You can turn the floaty thing into like a duck, I think, and I've got them, I just haven't played with them yet. And if you get the caboodle, the free thing was like a watermelon, the dancing watermelon, and if you take the arms off the watermelon and put them on the whippy bit of the ice cream, you could use it as like a poo emoji, because they have the little arms, don't they? Just put a little face on. You could also use the ring from the floaty with the ice cream and have it like a rum baba, you know, like with the donut-y sort of cakey bit with the ice cream on top. So that's my thinking on those. Right, let me just move that a little bit. It's not quite straight. That's because I'm thinking about that kit. I've got it there to play with, but I haven't had that kit out yet. I got the whole caboodle last month and this month. Okay, so let's bring back in our birds. Now I don't know if I want to go with the peacock from last time, which we have got that little gold frame, or whether I want to go with the parrot or the flamingo. Let's pop them all out and have a little look, because I'm going to use these to make cards after this video anyway, and they'll go up on Pinterest next time. So, oh, I like the parrot too. I want the frame though. Now I have got the I'm sure they are the oval sort of archway dies from Hunkydory, so I can always make other sort of archways for these birds if I want to, and I might do. I'm putting that away, that's the bit I wanted. So really we want that to be at the same height so that we're not coming over the top of that. So we could have that one. I'm liking the parrot. I think I'm going to go with the parrot. Do I want another one there? No, I don't. I can save that for another one. And then do I want a sentiment? What have we got? Have a beautiful day. It's quite cool. I won't go with the apparently it's your birthday. We could go across there maybe, like a little flag. And we've got a little button here as well. So we can pop that in somewhere. I could go with the borders as well, but I'll save those for another card. So let me just move those off my computer before it gets upset and starts turning things off. Okay, so all we need to do now is just put these on. Now I wonder if I want to put any acetate behind that, or I could come over and pop him on there. Okay, well, yeah, what I'm going to do, just for a bit of stability, I am going to come over to this left hand side. I don't want to put acetate on it because then there is a possibility some of it may be seen from behind. So I'm just going to do it to this left hand side. I suppose I could go further down there, but then he's going to come above it. I don't dislike that either, to be fair. Obviously it would be straight in a perfect world once we've glued it on, and then it would have a bit more. So if we pop it there, okay, we'll put it on that second step. Okay, so I just had a little bit of time away, I had a little think about it, and I think what I'm going to do is I am going to come in here. I think that's going to be enough to hold it. It's not a lot there. I think it's going to be protected by these pieces anyway, so I think it's just going to look better if it's there in the centre, and that's how we're going to do it. Okay, so now having decided that, I'm going to use some tacky glue because that's got the quickest grab, and obviously I just don't want to go too high with that. But I can always slip a little bit more in if I'm not quite there at where I want it to be. So I'm just coming so you can just see there above. I can see I've squidged some out, the glue. Let me grab one of my teeny tiny daubers hiding from me. There we are. Teeny tiny dauber. It dries clear, but it's just going to look better if it's not there. And I don't mind it getting on the cardstock because it will rub away. It being that tacky glue, she says, you just have to get it to the point where it's sort of set. Okay. So when I stand that up, I can see that it is keeping its weight quite well. The other thing I think you could do is just put a little bar of acetate on there, maybe to support it, but I think it's going to be fine. I mean, it is wobbling, don't get me wrong, but that might be nice on a side. At least you're going to get that movement. Right, so I'm going to move on. I'm just not even going to think about that anymore. Just taking some of these proud pips off. And then for him, think I am going to use some foam pads. Now if I lay that down, just checking that is pretty much, it's really difficult to check sort of how that card is gonna, yeah, that's fine. So I can just put one across there, one across there, and then I know I'm safe there. I'm safe there. I am going to get another little piece just for extra support. I mean, these pads are really great. They are really strong, very sticky. Oops. So let's just pop that on there. Just take these backs off. Oops. And again, tacky glue. Helps if I take the back off. Tacky glue. Just to give me that little bit of wiggle room time, just to get that nice and straight. I think about there. Yep, I'm happy with that. Okay, and then this one I'm going to pop on flat, going across there. So we're going to have a beautiful day. I do just want that little bit of blue coming around each border. Then I am going to pop my little parrot up this side. Apologies guys, the camera did cut out again. It's just so frustrating when it does that, because obviously when you're making a card there's no way of going back, do you know what I mean? So luckily you've not missed much. All I've done is I just popped that little button on there, that sort of parrot button topper, so that it looks like they're talking to each other. I ummed and ahed about the gems as I usually do. I didn't know if I wanted blue or green, and in the end I went for both. Put these blue ones underneath the bird, and then the green ones in the corner, just to give me my 7. But that is the finished card. As you can see, I mean obviously that's going to flop down because it's at an angle, but the photos all look better when I put them on Pinterest. But that is that one finished. We'll bring back in the one we did before. Come on my little toucan. There you are. So those are the 2 cards for today. Obviously I've got 2 more toppers left on there. There's borders, mini topper. There is a couple, no, there's a sentiment just for you. So I will be, and obviously there's the cardstock as well. There's the half a sheet of both of them. So I will make some more cards with those. I will put up on Pinterest the cards that I made after my session last time. With that same kit I was using, so you will have those to look at for inspiration as well. And I will be back in a couple of days time with hopefully the Christmas blockbuster. I did get my notification today that it has been, or it is on the way, so it should be here tomorrow, fingers crossed. And we can get into a little bit of Christmas, and that's probably going to be ongoing for a couple of weeks, I'm afraid. So if you aren't ready for Christmas, I do apologise. But Hunkydory is all about Christmas at the moment, so I will be joining in with that. Plus I do like to make Christmas cards. I like to make birthday cards and I like to make Christmas cards, but just my 2 favourite things. Anything else like the thank yous and the all the other ones tend to not be as I don't enjoy making them as much. You'll have to let me know what your favourite cards are to make. But like I say, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully that little sort of not a masterclass because it's just me, but that, you know, just showing you about the bow maker. And there are different types of bow makers. You know, there's the one that comes with the Crafter's Companion board. Hunkydory have got their one. That one's a Glitter Girls, and there's thousands of different ones, but they all work the same, so that should work for all of them. But thank you, like I say, for watching. See you next time, but until then, happy crafting. Bye.